Hey, what's going on, everybody? Bob here. Another Tuesday, although much later in the day than I would normally have liked to do this. It's already going on 6 o'clock, and usually by now I've already had the video uploaded and done and everything. But had some last minute stuff to get done. Actually, unfortunately, I had to spend most of my day in the dentist office this morning, and that's never a thrill. So I'm gonna go through this pretty quick here and just show off the. There's only a handful of things that I got this week, and I'm gonna start with. Christmas present last night. My girlfriend and I decided we were each going to do one Christmas present, so I gave her one, and she gave me one. It happened to be a movie, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies, and it is Nosferatu, and this is a gorgeous cover of the laserdisc here. So I'm actually pretty. Let me turn off the computer monitor, which is reflecting. There we go. I'm actually pretty stoked to get this. I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but it is one of my all-time favorites. It's one of my it's probably my top favorite horror movie. This movie is fantastic, and the Laserdisc itself is gorgeous. It does have like a history of the movie a little bit on the back and everything. All about how it was ripped off of Bram Stoker's Dracula and was used without him. Well, he was dead by the time it was made, but his his widow was still kind of in control of his estate at that point, and they used it without anybody's permission and stuff, and it was a big battle, and it talks all about that on here and stuff. So it's really cool. I'm really happy to get this, and I don't think she had seen it at all, or she said she hadn't watched in a long time. So we'll be checking this out together soon. I don't even care. It's not a holiday movie. It's definitely Christmas time, and we've been doing a lot of Christmas movies. We've already knocked off, Christmas Vacation, the first two Home Alone movies. We even did A Christmas Story already, but that's one of my favorites, and it's not like we're gonna wait till next Halloween or anything. We'll be watching that one soon. So, and then right on into a couple other ones that I picked up. On the other hand, I did get one Christmas movie this week, and we haven't watched this one yet, and that is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, which I have never seen, but I know, very campy. It's obviously an old movie. Picked this up at Goodwill. It was pretty cheap. It was $1, and I figured, hey, it's only $1, and it's a good, it's a good ad collection for this time of year, especially. So we'll probably end up watching this this weekend here. So. We'll see what that's like. Everything. It looks pretty campy. The DVD itself is always funny too when it says the special features include it has a menu and a full screen presentation. That's the special features down here. I'm surprised one of the special features is not plays. So that's a good one too. And then I did pick up a couple of tapes this week. Let me see what I got here. A few things that I have seen a million times. Strange Brew, which is fantastic. It's funny because Rick Moranis actually retired from making movies a few years ago, and I'm not sure what Dave Thomas, if he does anything anymore. But this movie is a classic. If you haven't seen this, you should definitely check it out. It's hilarious, and actually the skits. I know that they did some of the skits on SNL, but it's actually from. I'm pretty sure they did them on SNL, but this is from SCTV, which is because. Half the guys who ended up on Saturday Night Live were from SCTV originally, which is a Canadian sketch comedy show, and it's really funny. And they did a lot of the sketches on there, but I'm almost positive they brought it over to SNL at some point. Maybe I'm mistaken. Either way, hilarious movie. And then in the vein of movies that I probably should have picked up a couple of months ago, Leprechaun 2, which we watched the first Leprechaun at Halloween, so we'll have this one next year. We'll be able to watch the first two at least, and pretty much those are the only ones worth watching anyway, if you can even consider any of them worth watching. And then two movies I've never heard of, but they seem like these ones came from Bull Moose. These two, The Night Caller, which is a movie that I've never seen before, but it seems like a suspense kind of thriller horror movie. And I'm always up for that kind of thing. It's not old. Well, I mean, it is for a movie. It's not a new movie, obviously, but it's from '98. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of anybody. Shanna Reed and Tracy Nelson does not strike a bell, but yeah, what the hell? Give it a shot. And then another one that looks really good. This is an '80s movie. I've never seen this one either. Looks like 88. This movie was made, and it's called The Freeway Maniac. And basically I bought this one knowing, it's released by Media, who released a ton of movies in the, in the 80s and into the 90s, a lot of horror movies, a lot of B movies and stuff. But also this is a Canon Pictures, and same deal with them. They released a lot of campy stuff and a lot of horror stuff. And you know what? I figured it'd be worth a shot. It's funny because they list it on the side as action adventure, but the synopsis reads as if it's a horror movie about a psychotic guy out killing, and they say it. It's in the splatter tradition of Halloween, The Hills Have Eyes, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm not 100% sure how that necessarily fits into action adventure, but we'll give that a whirl at some point. We'll see how it goes. And then I did pick up a few movies today, actually. I did finish off the Fast and Furious movies that I needed. Just collecting everything here. Last week I did buy the sixth one, which so that actually brings 4. I have 4 I picked up today. I picked up 5 and 6, and I've got those all on Blu-ray. I have the third one, Tokyo Drift, on DVD, and I had the first one on HD DVD, and they happen to have the second one on HD DVD as well. So I figured I'll pick it up on HD DVD because it's only $2, and then this was $5 on Blu-ray, used at Bull Moose. So got a good deal on both of those, and that kind of finishes off my entire collection of the Fast and Furious movies. I was thinking about them the other day because I was watching the sixth one, and I was like, it's funny because the movies have changed so much. Because the first one was it was a cop movie. Yes, it was a heist. It was a different kind of heist movie. Now they are straight like heist movies at this point, almost the same kind of a vein as like an Ocean's 11, but on wheels, so to speak. But the first one was just a street racing movie, and it was a different kind of action movie. And I kind of like where they took them, and it's, who knows what they'll do with the seventh one since it wasn't completed before Paul Walker died. But I'm interested to see where they go, because it is they were introducing Jason Statham as the villain in the seventh one, and I enjoy all of his action movies. I like mindless action movies, especially when it comes to, when they almost considered the Fast movies, the last 3, as like a reboot of the series. Actually, if you look at, I was watching some of the interviews with Vin Diesel on the Blu-ray of the sixth one, and he refers to it as a trilogy, meaning 4, 5, and 6, almost as a. They don't really stand alone, but they considered that a separate whole entity of films, and they knew that when they set it up, he's like, we plan on doing a trilogy of these 4, 5, and 6, meaning, and it was funny because they don't have anything to do with the first and second one. The characters were there, but the storylines have started basically with the fourth movie, and the fourth, fifth, and sixth all tying together. And actually, the third one is the sixth in the series and the timeline, and it's weird. So who knows? I'm hoping that the seventh one still ends up coming out. I hope that they do something with it, and it ends up being good and gives pretty much a good. It seems like a good chapter to kind of close out on would be the seventh one at that point. And then probably 15 years from now they'll reboot the whole series and we'll start all over again. But who knows? And anyway, enough about that. The last movie that I grabbed, and this is probably the movie that we're going to end up watching tonight because I know we didn't get to see it at all, but I wanted to, and that is Prisoners. And this movie looks absolutely fantastic. It got good reviews for the most part. I thought it was one of those movies that was released a few months ago, and I thought that they were kind of aiming on more like Oscar bait kind of movie across the board. I think it got pretty good reviews. So I'd really want to see it when it was in the theaters. I just never had a chance. It didn't play here for very long. So that's why I grabbed this. And it looks pretty good. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, or Gyllenhaal, however you pronounce his last name. I never really was sure. I think it's Gyllenhaal. And Hugh Jackman, of course, amongst a host of other people. And Hugh Jackman basically, I think it's actually Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard played parents who's both of their daughters were kidnapped. And police aren't able to find him, so it's like a vigilante type movie with Hugh Jackman. And I'm almost positive the movie takes place in Boston, in New England. So that's where I am. I'm in New England too, and that's so I don't know if it was filmed there, but I do like to see movies that are set or made in Boston and in the area because I lived there for a while. I spent a lot of time in that area at points, and I recognize a lot of the surroundings sometimes. And even still, it's just especially dramas. Mystic River is one of my all-time favorite movies. It seems like a lot of movies based around the New England. I don't want to say mentality and everything, but a lot of dramas like that. Set in New England the small town. So Stephen King movies, that sort of thing. The horror movies. They're always pretty dark. I don't know a whole lot of comedies that I can think of off the top of my head set in New England, but I'm sure that there's a handful out there. At any rate, so those are the movies that I picked up for the week. So we'll cut this one shorter than last week, which was almost 20 minutes. We're hitting about 10 minutes right now, and hopefully hopefully next week I've got a few more. Basically, what I decided to do is I am running out of so much room with the VHS that I'm kind of minimizing that down, like I had said. It doesn't seem like at this point I've gotten to a week where I haven't bought anything new, so I'm going to keep doing the doing the collection videos as they've been. And what I think I'll end up doing from here on out is maybe just buying 1 or 2 Blu-rays, the new release of the week, and I might kind of combine the collection video with a review. If I only buy 1 or 2 movies, I'll probably watch the movie. And then I'll do a review of it if I haven't already seen it anyway. I'll do the review of it that way. So, well, anyway, so that's all. That's pretty much all there is for the night, guys. And I hope that you have a great rest of your week. And there probably won't be another one next week because next week we're gonna be hitting up on Christmas time, so there'll be a lot of stuff going on. So after that will be another one when I whatever I get for Christmas. I already know I'm getting some movies, so we'll see what I get, and we'll do a Christmas. We'll basically do a Christmas video next time around. All right, guys, you have a great holiday.